Welcome everyone to the finals of Getting the World Back to Work Challenge by Hult Prize UNM. I'm Kumuta, the host for today. Thank you for joining and do invite your friends to join together. Hult Prize is a startup accelerator for social entrepreneurship which brings together the brightest college and university students from around the globe to solve the world's most pressing issues. Its annual initiative is the world's largest crowdsourcing platform by allowing participants to compete in events organized on campuses around the world. Getting the World Back to Work Challenge is a challenge by Hult Prize UNM, which aims to allow young individuals to envision their possibilities as leaders to change the world. We proudly present the topic for this year, which is to come up with startup ideas that will generate 2,000 jobs by 2024. For our itinerary today, we will have our live pitch after an opening speech by our campus director. We will have a 30 minutes judges deliberation time while the participants can take a rest. We will announce the winners once the results are out. There will be 4 out of 5 teams competing in finals today. Due to some personal issues, Team Improv has withdrawn their competition. This is the number sequence of the live page. We start with Bluebirds, followed by Meta, Team Elite, and lastly Ceteris Variables. Each team will be given 6 minutes to pitch and there will be a 5 minutes Q&A session for the judges to ask questions. Now, let us welcome our campus director, Sabrina, to give an opening speech.
All right, thank you so much, Kumuta, and welcome everyone to our first ever Hult Prize UNM Finals for our on-campus challenge. When I first took up this role and began planning for this challenge with the team, I really had no idea what to expect, and what direction this may lead to, as well as what would happen along the way. But here we are 6 months later, and I'm so excited to be here today. So, as Kumuta mentioned, of course, what is Hult Prize all about? But for Hult Prize UNM, for our identity, essentially our vision is to create and empower a new generation of entrepreneurs to make a change. And our mission is to create awareness across the local community towards social entrepreneurship. Essentially, we want to provide a space where students can find the resources, support, and platform to connect business with impact. So, with that, I really want to thank everyone who made this possible. Thank you so much to our judges today, Colin, Suriana, and Farhan, for spending your Saturday with us to witness the amazing pitches lined up for you. And of course, this event would not be possible without our partners, Kenobi, Miranti, as well as Seed Lab. And a big thanks to our participants for taking the chance and joining this challenge, showcasing your bright and innovative ideas. Because without you, this challenge definitely would not be here today. But most importantly, I'd like to thank the team for my core committee to trusting and to start something new in Hult Prize UNM, to the events team for bringing this flagship event to you, publicity for ensuring our event and organization gets the outreach it deserves, to our external relations for connecting us with the amazing partners that we've worked up to date, and to strategic relations for working behind the scenes to ensure that Hult Prize is able to establish its presence in UNM, and to our administrative team for bringing all the logistical elements together. Last but not least, of course, is our people's team who always make sure that our team is at its peak to deliver the best that we can. So, without dragging this speech any further, I would like to wish all the teams the best of luck, and to our audience, enjoy. And who knows, you may be the one on the stage next year, either as the pitcher or even as one of us, a member of Hult Prize UNM. So if you are interested, please don't hesitate to drop us a DM on Instagram, and we'll be more than happy to assist you on the process. So with that, thank you everyone, and all the best. Over back to you, Kumuta.
Thank you, Sabrina, for the wonderful speech. Let us introduce our judges for today. Our first judge is Mr. Colin Blackwell, who is the founder of Enable Code, a social enterprise based in Vietnam with the mission to create employment for people with disabilities. He is a global judge of the United Nations Generation Unlimited Youth Challenge, a regional judge of the United Nations Hult Prize, and judge for the Vietnam Human Resources Awards. He also served as one of the judges in the semi-finals round. We are glad to have him here again today. Next, let us welcome Ms. Suriana Hamza. Ms. Suriana joined Meranti in 2020 to lead the Special Projects team under the CEO office. She has recently been appointed as the Senior Manager in Technology Commercialization Department to oversee the investment facilitation matters for the Ecosystem Development Division. She has also been invited to startup competitions as a judging panels, startups mentoring, as well as entrepreneurship speakings and engagement. Our third judge for today is Mr. Muhammad Farhan bin Muhammad Faisal. Mr. Farhan is currently working in SIDLab under the Ecosystem Development team. He has been involved in many entrepreneurship programs as well as social entrepreneurship programs such as facilitating, organizing, and playing the role of as a judge, mentors, and speaker since his days in Meranti. Once again, thank you to our judges. It's wonderful to have all of you here today, and we appreciate your efforts in joining. A huge thank you to our sponsors and partners who are Meranti, Kinobi, and SIDLab. The top three winners will be walking away with free Kinobi memberships, a one-to-one mentorship with either Meranti or SIDLab, and a cash grant to seed fund their social entrepreneurships. Let us begin the live pitch. Now, I would like to welcome the first team, Team Bluebirds, to pitch their idea. Team Bluebirds, are you ready?
Hi, yes, you could hear us?
Yeah, all right. Good luck, and you can begin now.
All right, team ready?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is Connector, and I'm Samantha, and today I'm with Mingy, Julia, and Swing. Now, before we start, let's all just take a step back and breathe and imagine that we are able to explore the world through our fingertips, Seeing the past and present all at once, feeling the breeze of the foreign land, being able to bring back some adventure at your doorstep with all the comfort just right from your chair. Isn't that amazing? Like, doesn't that sound amazing to you? However, the world now is suffering, and COVID-19 has caused many different problems, such as the number of unemployed individuals has reached 768,000 individuals, with the youth unemployment rate as high as 11.7%. The pandemic has also caused a decrease in average household income as high as 10.3%, and 20% of the household has dropped from M40 to the B40 income bracket. On that count, with the world currently are recovering and getting back to work, we present to you Connect Tour, a freelance platform that connects tourists with local guides through virtual tourism, where you can explore the world at your fingertips. We envision that Connect Tour easily creates more than 2,000 freelance jobs by 2024. And with that, we also envision ourselves to be a virtual tourism platform where we can incorporate our virtual map with popular attraction as well as historical sites that may be already not existing in the reality. This comes into virtual reality, right? And the highlight of our platform is definitely our live virtual tour services, which is conducted by local tour guides, and our souvenir services, whereby the virtual guide can deliver to your doorstep the souvenir of your liking. So moving on to make all of this simply simple, let's go to the user experience. Let's put all of ourselves from the tourist point of view. You would want to log in and click tourist, and then of course all of us could select a destination of choice, which here we chose Penang. And this will then lead you to a virtual map where all the popular attraction in Penang will be shown. And today we will take you down the memory lane of Upside Down Museum. You will then be able to see the reviews and select your preferred date and time of travel. Lastly, since this is a virtual travel, you'll be able to select your local tour guide and your choice, which your reviews will also be published. Easily navigating through the payment gateway, you will then be connected with our local guide and you can see how our live virtual tour is conducted. As tourists, you are also allowed to purchase some souvenirs through our app and we'll be delivering it to your doorstep. In order to establish these amazing things, we need two main things currently, which is human resource and intellectual property. For human resource, we consist of app developer, software engineer, as well as a strong marketing team. Secondly, for intellectual property, includes building our brand and some customer base as well. Most importantly, we can't do this without our key partners as well. We need to partner with owners and companies of delivery services and local stores to arrange best packages and perks to enhance the tourist travel experiences while making it more affordable. Last but not least, to provide you the most quality tour guide, we are going to add on the point of education and training, especially when we want to increase more employed youth by 2024. Moving on, let's talk about our unique selling point compared to our competitors, such as Explore Malaysia Virtually and Port. First of all, we envision Connector to be a one-stop solution, an all-in-one platform where Connector Map allows tourists to research and look up for places they would like to explore, even if they look for historical sites that already do not exist, and they can still use it to see what has come in history, and now they can still enjoy it. This provides convenience to explore the world, interacting with our local guides and purchase souvenirs all at one place. With virtual tourism, there are higher convenience for you to actually interact with local tour guide, which allows better experience for tourists and more opportunities for tour guides. Over to you, Julia.
Okay, thanks, Sam. Next, how would Connector create jobs? This can be divided into four main categories, where due to minimal qualification required, Connector would reduce unemployment faced by youth as mentioned in the problem statement, and also at the same time provide employment training and experience to them. It also benefits anyone who seeks for supplementary income by providing freelance opportunity. Besides, by improving publicity and customer traffic, Connector also revive local businesses, especially culturally related local souvenir stores. Hence, it reduces the possibility of businesses cutting down on manpower. Lastly, Connector drive economic growth through technology, as our goal is to create a metaverse for tourism where we will strive to continuously develop our platform technology, as we believe technology opens new avenues for economic growth. Next, we identify 5 main risks, where the first risk would be tour guide misconduct. And to prevent exploitation of the platform, a code of conduct will be created and sign of agreement with parties involved, followed by the risk of last-minute cancellation and lack of customer receptibility and adaptability. Lastly, if there is a rise in COVID-19, virtual tourism will only be allowed in low-risk areas. We will be launching our pilot project and crowdfunding in the first half of 2022, and for the second half of the year, it will be application launch and venture investment. In the future, we hope to conduct an expansion to other countries and also introduce VR blockchain world and NFT in the metaverse. Lastly, the initial capital required is 90K with an ROI of 1.5 years, while the main revenue source of our platform would be commission, advertisement, and partnership fees. And with this, we arrive at a 5 years revenue projection of around 500K. Through Connector, we connect people and create jobs. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Bluebirds. Judges, you may start to ask questions now.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I must say I like this idea. I'm here in Switzerland in the snow, and really would imagine, sort of seeing virtually somewhere nice and warm, and in KL or something like that. You mentioned competition, that there are other virtual tour agencies, and you mentioned Malaysia. Are there global ones?
Yeah, so the most relevant one we found is the port app by South Korea, but they have a different focus in the sense that they're more focused on business telepresence and for exhibitions or for conferences. But for us, we will be focusing on tourism.
Okay. And the technology you're building yourselves, or you're using parts of other people's technology? How are you doing that?
Our eventually we plan to create a virtual world using the metaverse idea, but as a start, we plan to use what Snapchat has, like a snap map, so so the tourists can access their locations over there and have their virtual guides there. So there's those technology are kind of like already available.
Yes. Okay. So for old people like me, we may not be in the metaverse, but we could be customers. So yes, the easier the better. Okay, sorry, over to the other judges.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, with many countries start to reopen their borders and economies, what is your plan to stay relevant?
Oh, we will still be, because we don't see virtual tourism as something that we need to pick in the sense that we don't need to pick between physical tourism and virtual tourism. We believe that with the rise of metaverse and like virtual reality technology, it's something that exists side by side. They can complement each other. So what we see is that our platform not only presents what is there now, we can also incorporate what was there before, like historical sites that were destroyed, or for people who has disability or elderly or like school children who wants to like explore the world. That would be very useful for them as well.
Thank you.
Hi, Bluebirds.
Hello.
Okay. One question from me. Who is your target youth? I mean, which segment? You talk a lot about youth, right? So, which segment are you targeting?
Okay. So on the tour guide side, we're talking about we're trying to tackle the problem of unemployment in youth. So we're mainly targeting youth that are say they are lack of educational requirements, or they lack skill sets. So we wanted to target them in order to relieve the youth unemployment rate, as well as people who might have been unemployed because of the pandemic. Yeah, those are the segments that we're targeting.
All right. So, you are going to guide them on how to do the task. Is it? Or are you
Yes.
going to collaborate with other organization for it?
Yeah. With reference to our slide, we mentioned that we're going to outsource our education and training services to relevant companies that can provide them employment training, as well as like work experience to upskill them and like teach them how to carry out what they need to do. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judges, you still have time to ask some questions more.
Okay, maybe we can look at the revenue model. Um, if I'm not mistaken, you mentioned about commission. Yeah. So, commission, you are taking the cut from your tourist guides or from the client side?
We're taking, because we mentioned that we will be partnering with attractions, and so we were basically taking that from their end, because in a sense we're also helping them promote their private or public attractions, or like local stores, like culturally related places. So those are the place that we would get a commission from.
Yeah.
Okay.
And can I add on? And we would charge 10% commission on every tour guide, every transaction for the tour guide. So you would charge on the tour guide side.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, judges and Team Bluebirds.
Thank you.
Next, I would like to welcome Team Meta to deliver their pitch.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on my group mates.
All right, sure.
Hello.
Is there more teammates are joining?
Yeah, 2 more.
All right. Team Meta, are you ready?
Wait, is Meow here?
There's one more. Okay, we're ready.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Good luck.
Good afternoon,
And we can begin now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, judges. We are Meta, and today we will be pitching to you our hair oil called the Healing Touch. Let's have a look at some of the problems we're looking to solve with our product. Firstly, hair loss has been a growing problem amongst middle-aged women, and most, if not all, of the products until now have added chemicals that are harmful both to the environment and the human body. Our product is 100% natural and so will not have these harmful effects. We are also looking to tackle a social issue with our product. In 2009, there was a scandal involving tea leaves in Myanmar, which caused a huge drop in its demand. This left many farmers without their livelihood. Since our product is made entirely of tea leaves, this would give them a producer to outsource their tea leaves to, hence regaining their livelihood. Looking at the trends, globally, the essential oils market is expected to grow by 7.4% a year over the next 7 years. Speaking locally, Malaysia, where we intend to release our product initially, it is forecasted to grow by over 70 million US dollars at the rate of 5% a year until 2024. Jake? Hello, Jake?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Jake.
Okay. Difficulties right now. For
Can
the
you not?
for the websites, I hope the judges can refer to the links provided in the chat. Yeah. So we want to make a online presence. Lazada. We have our products set up there, and we hope to further expand our products. Tanish, maybe you can go to the next slide. Our product is chemical free. We only use 2 ingredients, basically the oil and water itself, all handpicked from the mountains of Myanmar. And it's cruelty free. We do not use any sort of like bad cattle processors, and so we give farmers the opportunity to sell their product again, because many of them couldn't due to COVID and all that. And also our bottle size is 50 ml more than most of the other competitors, which is a competitive advantage in a small way. The next slide. Okay. So we actually teamed up with Sleepy Town, our manufacturer, who will provide us with the base product and the oil and everything that we need. And for our distribution partner, we are planning to go basically door to door, mall to mall, and basically do whatever it takes to sell our product to the consumer and get the word around. And until we have like a license to sell our product on Watson's, Guardian, and so, yep.
All right, thank you, Jade. So to see where Meta stands in terms of the field that we're going to sell in, we researched into 30 to 40 products of the same field, which is essential hair oil. So the table shown here is a summary version of the pricing and the quantity sold per season, expected quantity sold per season. And Meta, we're going to price ourselves in between everyone else, and that would be 14.44 ringgit, and our expected quantity sold per season is 15,000. And to go into the more specifics of our financials, we're going to see our financial projections.
Thank you, David. So moving on, due to our budgeted calculations, we set our price per bottle to be around 14 ringgit, based on cost plus pricing with expected profit margin of 10%. Please see the link in the chat, provided in the chat to view our calculations. So we expect to increase our profit and revenue over time once we pass the break-even stage in 2025. So we are planning to launch our product in early 2024, but since we have have just started our launch, we are expecting losses for that year. However, in 2025, we'll implement market penetration by making our target audience gain more awareness of our product through sales and improving our distribution channels. We can see that we start to see the profit in our financials in 2026. This is when we expect to focus more on branding and product development through constant market researches and market segmentation analysis. Our main goal is to gain Southeast Asia recognition by 2027. Of course, we first need to ensure that there's enough demand in ASEAN countries. Then we will expand our product into that market and focus more on advertising to our target audiences in that market. Next slide, please. So this is our amazing team who will implement this idea with Jake as the CEO, myself as the financial director, Tanish as the marketing director, and David as the market research and development director. Thank you for your time and attention. Have a nice day, please.
Judges. Judges, you may start to ask questions now.
Hello, Mita. Do you know how much you need in order to launch the product or the business?
Pardon, Miss, can I hear the question again?
Do you know how much would you need to start your business, and how long it will last? Do you have any projection for that?
Yeah, according to our calculation, we will need around 60,000 ringgit as a startup capital in order to launch 5,000 bottles of hair oil.
60,000 ringgit, that includes, perhaps you can provide us some breakdown. 60,000 ringgit consisting
it all includes all the raw material costs that we have to buy from the Shan state of Myanmar, labor fees as in like manufacturing and packaging, also the salary fees of the managers and and then the storage fees, rent fees, and we also include the marketing fees and other miscellaneous fees.
Okay, perhaps you want to relook at that a little bit on the low side. And actually, I have a little bit of concern in your pricing model. I think the margin a little bit small, so you might want to look at your closest competitors. How do you do it? Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
Right.
Okay, so just tell me a little bit about how it works. I mean, my wife was telling me I needed to put coconut oil on my head. Is tea oil moisturizing? Is it a stimulant? How does it work?
It works more like a you can go. Yeah, you want to take. Okay, so it basically if you suffer from dry hair and then you have like hair loss or like hair thinning, you may use the product and it will solve those problems. And it has been proven by numerous people who use the product through our partner that they saw a lot of improvements throughout the week or months that they use the product. Yep.
But why does it work? How does it work?
It
It works.
strengthens, like, hair loss is mostly due to when the hair follicles loosen up. So the tea helps strengthen those hair follicles and the hair itself.
Okay. And just lastly, if you're already online selling, are you thinking of international sales as well?
Not yet. We are still looking to expand in Malaysia further to get a better consumer base, especially in physical stores, because online sales sometimes people can think that online sales are unreliable. So once we have a solid consumer base in Malaysia, we will look to expand internationally.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi. I have two questions. Number one, Ms. Rihanna already asked about the pricing model per se. Yeah, I do believe it's too small of a margin because your cost is 13 ringgit and 13 cent, and you just sell it for only 14 ringgit and 44 cents. So you might need to take a look at it back. That's number one. Number two, I would like to really understand who are the people that you are trying to help over here. Yeah, the hair loss part is one thing, but is it the farmers? Is it? I mean, am I understanding it correctly?
Okay, the farmers are the social issue that we're trying to tackle with our product.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that part of this competition was about creating jobs, and with our product, we will create jobs at the primary, secondary, and tertiary level of production. So with the farmers, they get their livelihood back in the form of, well, farming tea leaves. Our producer will have laborers who manufacture the product, and the physical stores will have salespeople who will also get jobs out of our product. So our social problem is the farmers mainly, as they already lost their livelihood, and
Yep.
the problem that our product solves directly, as in our consumer issue, is the hair loss.
Right. Understand. So, do you have any targeted farmers, any location that you have aim for this one?
Mia?
Tanish, may I take this, please?
Yeah.
So yeah, so we are actually aiming for farmers from Shan State because they are actually facing the problem of like meeting demand in their in our country Myanmar.
All
Shan
right.
State Myanmar. We are actually aiming for farmers from Shan State Myanmar.
All right. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Thank
Uh,
you.
that's-
All right.
I would like
I
to elaborate on
sorry.
the margins, if you don't mind. So basically, like the $1 margin, we actually plan on using a penetration method, where like we actually on the first few years or the first year, we plan on to sell at a lower price and take small profits out of it. And then once we have like enough consumers, because when we use Wix and all this, we get their emails and those type of things. So we have a consumer base that wants our product. Then we will start to increase our price through plans of like of different products and all that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, judges and Team Meta.
Thank you.
Now, I would like to pass the floor to Team Elite. Team Elite, are you ready?
We have one more members.
All right, sweet.
Okay. Yep, our last team members is joining.
All right. Good luck, and you can begin now.
Okay, cool, thanks. So, yeah. So, hi, good evening, my fellow friends. We are Team Elite from UTM, and we are here to present about the idea, which is the job jamming. Based on our research, right, we realized that the unemployment rate is increasing exponentially in Malaysia. From there, 65% of the unemployment rate contributed from the underprivileged group, which is the majority of the people. Therefore, our targeted market will be the B40, which is the low-income group in Malaysia, disabled people, and a single mother that are urgently searching for the job opportunities.
So to address this issue, we suggest Job Jamin, a platform that can provide a 100% job guarantee to the B40, which is Malaysia low-income group, single mother and disabled people. Job Jamin is not only a platform that assists in securing a job, but we also give professional skill training with recognized certifications that can increase their knowledge and make them more prepared for the working environment. So this is our business strategy in which we will work with the training partners to deliver the professional skill training, and our target participants are B40, single mothers and disabled people. Our income will be generated through the profit sharing with the training partners as well as the corporate commissions, which is equal to 10% of the candidate's payable salary. So the detail of our financial strategy are shown in this slide. Obviously, our profit comes from two different ways, which are commission for corporates and 30% of the tuition fee from student. So this profit obtained will be used to cover the cost and cash flow purpose. So of course, there are other agencies in the market such as TTC and Dramatica Uni College who are doing the same thing as us. However, I would like to point out that Jamin platform offers certain advantages over other. First, we provide customized training courses with a short commitment period, which can shorten the time it takes for them to go for work. Next, the program cost is minimal, making it affordable and reasonable. Also, participants may pay their tuition fee in installment without incurring any interest charges. Finally, job jamming creates a social impact based on because our primary goal is to assist underprivileged people in gaining professional skill and obtaining employment.
For idea validation, we interviewed Mr. Goh, the president of the Single Mother Association of Johor Bahru, via a WhatsApp video call. The outcome showed the pain points of single mother in securing jobs due to their low education level, lack of skill sets, which indicated the needs for training. Next, we also interviewed Mr. Amy, who is the president of Disabled Association of Johor Bahru. He himself is also physically disabled, and we are very lucky that we can have a physical meeting with him at the Department of Labour under the Ministry of Human Resource Malaysia to gain more insight on the current government initiative in helping the needy groups for job allocation. Encik Amy also shared that more than 50% of the disabled members are currently jobless, and they prefer home-based nature jobs due to their physical inabilities. Before having a proper MVP, we tried a lean startup method to secure talents by creating a landing page via MailChimp, which we have shared in the chat. And we shared the landing page to OKU Malaysia Facebook groups and also those association leaders we have engaged earlier. The landing page report showed that we have already collected 137 visits to the page and a total of 29 subscriptions up to date. Our target employer for this project are KFC, Dining in the Dark, Dignity and Service, which focus on baking, which already show their interest in hiring disabled and needy groups. So to validate from the employer perspective, our team also interviewed the branch manager of KFC at Kulim Kedah branch. The manager gave positive feedback as they felt more confident in hiring because less training cost was needed and the initiative created a good corporate reputation. Lastly, for training partner, we also managed to have early engagement and validation with DMC, which is the #1 digital marketing training company in Malaysia that offer marketing training such as SEO, Facebook, or Google AdWords.
Next, let's talk about the key aim of this social project. For the first aim, we target that after the first 6 months of our operation, we are able to achieve at least 65 certified participants per month. Therefore, we are achieving the 2022 Hult Prize call to action, which is creating meaningful work opportunities. The second point of our aims is to create at least 2,000 jobs within 3 years, while creating a positive impact on the world by 2024. Thirdly, we aim to increase at least 10% of revenue growth per year by increasing the number of participants joined and getting employed. The following slide is the chart for the number of job creation. We target to have 780 job creation within 12 months or a year. In total, we are able to provide meaningful employment for around 2,145 people by 2024. SDG 8 promotes sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. Our business adequately align with the stated goals of SDG 8 as we can achieve the 2030 agenda for sustainable development. Pointing to the social impact of the business, it is beneficial to both employees and society. For employee sides, we can successfully decrease the employment rate as they will get employed as soon as the matching between employer and employee success. Besides, it indirectly increases the living standard of the underprivileged people because they are ready themselves with the skills and abilities to support their own living costs. For society, it can reduce the prejudice towards the handicapped people and decrease the social unrest.
Lastly, we are confident in the project that we are going to execute because all of us are actively involving ourselves in organizations like Isaac, America, Squadron, UTM Science, Nescafe, and Talent Band to get knowledge in establish our own social project. We'll learn our skills like business development, project planning, marketing, data analysis, and financial planning by holding leadership positions in different organizations. We also deal with NGOs from various organizations, especially OKUs, and organized Wing for Life World Round, which is an international running event hosted by Red Bull for disabled. So we are a bunch of people that have been left by society, so it's a time for us to contribute back. So that's all for our presentation, and we are now welcome for any questions.
Hello. Do you have any target group or perhaps target industry to start first? Or what is your strategy?
Yes, maybe we can go to the slide for our targeted employers. So we have had some survey in the market that these three employers are actually hiring underprivileged people. For example, like KFC or like dining in the dark, they are hiring visually impaired and blind people. So we are targeting those employee already have had history on hiring disabled and needy groups, and then we try to engage them lah. Yeah, we'll try to penetrate from this perspective lah.
So you will be targeting this group first.
Yes, those employer already had interest or history of hiring disabled.
So the strategy is which employer indicate their interest rather than, let's say, if suddenly there's a very totally different potential employer approach you with totally different industry, then that's fine.
Yes. It will
Okay.
be better. Yes.
Understood.
We'll start with this kind of employers first lah.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay, Farhan, if you go next, because I'll just make a comment at the end of this one.
All right, cool. Thank you, Colin. Right, number one, can you please enlighten me which sort of beneficiaries that you are targeting? Is it B40 or is it PWDs? That's the first question.
Okay. So actually, we can go to the slide for our targeted talents lah. So we are actually focusing on OKUs, the disabled, and also single mothers, and of course B40s. So yeah, this is our three target market lah for this program.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. You are looking at for the low skill one, or is it the skill that you mentioned over here? This is the marketing, customer services, art, tailoring.
So
do you have any target for that one?
So, for example, when we do validation with OKU, president of OKU association in Johor Bahru, so they actually prefer, for example, for OKU, right? Because they are physically, they have a physically inabilities and difficulties lah, and so they prefer those kind of job that is home based. For example, like customer service or digital marketing, or even video editing, or even if they are talented in programming. So that's why we created this program to train them and let them to be really certified, and then we'll find them a suitable employer.
Okay. It's not a question, but really a comment. Number one, you need to focus on which one you want to start first, because this is a lot. B40, single mothers, PWDs. So for PWDs, there are 7 to 8 different disabilities, right? And different disabilities will have a different kind of scope of work that they can do. And also there are a lot of difficulties from their end as well. So you need to understand that, and you need to match it up with the potential employer per se. And also, right now you only think about supplying them to the employer or to your client, but the post support of it is also important. Because for me personally, I'm looking into this PWD as well, and it's not easy, as there might be some few cases after they got the job. So those are the things that you need to look at, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Colin, please.
Yes. Yes, I was just really sort of following on a little bit from what Farhan was just saying. So this is what my social enterprise is involved in, so just some quick pointers on this. If you're looking especially at the online jobs, there's already marketplaces which tend to be global on that. And your main effort tends to be then in the individual mentoring of the beneficiary. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel on training. A lot of it already exists online for free, and they prefer to work and study online. But just the natural motivations of somebody that you would assume is normal, it's quite different for someone who has a disability and they lack the confidence and don't think that they can do anything of use for society or earn their own way. They often have a dependency mindset. So a lot of your effort is just really one-on-one, chatting all the time with your beneficiaries, encouraging them, really hand-holding them through a process, because the other bits of it, the actual job boards and the online training exist, but that's really where you would make the difference.
All right, understood. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah.
Thank you, judges and Team Elite. Let's welcome the last team, Ceteris Variables, to deliver their pitch. Team,
All right.
are you ready?
Yep. Do you think you can
Yeah.
see our screen?
Yes, we can. Good luck,
Awesome.
and you may start now.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. We are Team Ceteris Variables, and the name of our startup is Rent-jer, a car renting platform creating safe and secure jobs in the gig economy and creating value for car owners. Now meet Ali, who is young and is currently actively seeking for employment. Now Ali thinks to himself, wouldn't it be great if I could enter the gig economy temporarily, earn some cash while I'm looking for the perfect job? But I can't afford a car, or else I might be able to become a Grab driver or go into logistics. Now, on the other hand, meet Park Hussein, who is like, I've retired, I don't have much use for a car, which is sitting in my garage there, depreciating, losing value. It'd be great if I can maybe rent it to someone, but I takut anything bad happen to the car lah. Now, Ali and Park Hussein are just anecdotes of the wider opportunity to connect car owners and prospective gig drivers. The gig economy is still relatively new in Malaysia. There's still huge expected growth for the ride-hailing market in the next 2 to 3 years, meaning that the demand for gig drivers is expected to increase. Now, on the other hand, there are more than 1 million unused vehicles in Malaysia. In the used cars segment alone, there are more than 400,000 leftover cars every year.
So this is where Rent-jer steps in to connect the supply and demand of cars. Through the reduction of market barriers, more individuals are able to obtain transportation to earn income through the gig economy of delivery services, ride sharing, ultimately creating more income and jobs for the nation's citizens. Rent-jer is essentially a platform to create as many jobs as possible by way of making the process of renting and listing a vehicle as seamless as possible. There are 4 key features that define our platform. 1. The flexibility to choose, rent, and confirm the pickup of vehicles all within the Rent-jer application, which further enables us to track the amount of cars being rented and listed. Secondly, the flexibility of contract and commitment periods. How long the vehicle will be rented for will ultimately be decided and dealt with by the renting and listing parties. Relating to the previous point, Ranger operates in a similar fashion to Airbnb by providing market price benchmark and rates for each type of vehicle. Finally, risks such as damages to the vehicle, loss of life for drivers, and legal issues arising from roadside accidents will all be covered by our insurance plans.
So, how does the Ranger app work? With our simple user interface, both owners and drivers can post and find listings within minutes of creating their accounts. The user journey can be split into two streams, one for the owner and another for the driver. Once both individuals have been certified in our system, we can begin Pak Hussein's journey with the listing process of his per-dua Beza. He will upload pictures of his cars and fill in the necessary information to supplement the listing. Once uploaded, Ali receives a new list notification that happens to be nearby or matches his criteria. Ali then books the car, and the rented information will be directed to Pak Hussein for booking acceptance purposes. Once he accepts, Ali will be prompted to pay the booking, and both individuals will schedule a meetup for the car collection. And finally, both will notify the Ranger app of rental status, and the payment will be then transferred to Pak Hussein's bank account. Besides that, Ranger offers an integrated calculator to recommend daily, weekly, and monthly rates, along with the potential earnings with just two key information, the car make and model. Our recommended prices are inclusive of Ranger's commission rate, where we take around 5 to 15% from owners. For Pak Hussein, it will only be 5% on top of his earning of 100 ringgit. This will not only be beneficial for both owners and renters, where they can enjoy affordable options that are highly personalized.
As part of our initiative to be ASEAN's leading peer-to-peer car rental platform, we have strategically prepared a growth strategy framework of 4 phases to provide a basis for evaluating present and prospective initiatives on our business expansion. Starting at Phase 0 in 2022, we will assess existing challenges and gaps, which allow us to anticipate key requirements in the e-hailing industry. Through software prototyping, business analytics, and the identification of key performance indicators, we hope to acquire our first 100 active car owners and drivers, creating our first 100 jobs. As we expand our services geographically in Malaysia in Phase 1, we hope to acquire at least 1,000 active listings in the Klang Valley and to secure partnerships with leading e-hailing services such as Grab. This is aided by our affordable end-to-end insurance coverage, which we outsource to local insurtech startups. Phase 2 is when we start exploring the mergers and acquisitions of leading insurtech companies and further strengthening our partnerships with e-hailing companies through compliance agreements within the ASEAN region. In 2027 and beyond, we aim to expand our services to major cities across ASEAN and later rural areas as well. The longer-term goal is to sustain a year-on-year growth of 10%.
Now we have ambitious plans, and we're currently starting small with 3 gig drivers and car owners on board. By the end of this year, we will achieve our target of 100 gig drivers through investing in 4 key strategic pillars. Firstly, an on-the-ground operations team to ensure smooth transfer of vehicles. Then we'll invest in a marketing campaign revolving around referrals and targeting ads to attract potential gig drivers. Then we will launch a mobile app to streamline the booking process and to facilitate higher volume transactions. And finally, we'll launch a comprehensive package of insurance coverages for both drivers and car owners. So join us at Ranger to create jobs and value for both drivers and car owners. We're happy to take questions now.
Yeah, so this idea, it sounds, really obvious and good as a kind of matching a supply and demand. But I'm worried about competition. So, are there people in Malaysia already doing it? And have you checked, for example, does Grab have they talked about any plans to do something like this? Or is there a Chinese company that's already doing it in China and about to come to Malaysia?
Yeah. Thank you so much for the question. And we did do a competitor analysis of what the existing companies that do offer similar car sharing and fleeting services. And what we have seen so far among of the big giants such as Grab, GoCar, and SoCar, that they're usually fleet-based. And the reason that we stand out against them that is we offer no upfront costs, which typically that Grab would incur, such as admin fee and deposit. And usually the car types that are available are not usually suited to the personalization that we've noticed that a lot of gig drivers try to search for. And it's typically the cheaper options of cars that we think we can get from people who have unused cars in their basements, which we think that the gig drivers can afford easily with also the benchmarking calculator that we have installed in our business model.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Looking at your comparative analysis slide, perhaps you should also look at local startups, MoveB and Wahdah. So they also engage with say personal cars that they can rent out instead of like GoCar or SoCar. They have a fleet, right? So you might want to look at their models as well as your competitive studies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank you for
pointer.
that.
Yeah.
Hi guys. Just wondering, is your pricing is the pricing that you mentioned just now? Is it including the insurance as well?
Yeah. Maybe one of my teammates would like to take this.
Yep, I think I can take this. So actually, in this pricing, this does not include the insurance coverage. The number that you see just includes the 5 to 15% commission, and the insurance is something that is added on top of this that we offer to both car owners and drivers.
Okay, perhaps that is something that you need to look into as well. The insurance, whether you want to include it or you want to make it separate. You need to validate it per se lah with the drivers and also the business owner as well. I do believe that the car owner would really want the car to be insured per se lah. Okay, and number two,
Definitely.
for the car owner, right? You will work with the companies or individuals of the car? Just would like to understand it.
So our platform will be mostly a peer-to-peer platform. We are targeting individuals who have a spare car. But of course, if there's an opportunity to engage with, say, with another business or another company, then it's something that we would definitely look into partnering with a existing company with existing fleet, right? Yeah. So I wouldn't say that we are restraining ourselves to one market or the other. I would say this is a two-sided market. As long as we can get cars and we can get our drivers, and we're looking to different opportunities.
Yeah, so and just to add on, go ahead.
Please.
Yeah. Oh no, because I think during our consideration, we did also think about tapping into the second-hand car market of actually getting these used cars and putting that into good use. But since that the theme was actually trying to create jobs, we thought of people who actually have a lot of unused cars in their garage and thinking that during this COVID pandemic as well, that they're really affected, and this could be a great side income for them to generate, and it'll be a great way of a spillover effect that will eventually help gig workers as well.
Okay, totally understand. I mean, can you shift the page where you the competitor analysis?
Yeah.
So you mentioned us now it's peer-to-peer, right? It's for individuals.
Yes.
Right. So GoCar and SoCar is not actually a so-called a competitor to you because at this point in time at this time around lah, because they are supplied. They have been supplied by the companies. So you better be careful on that one. We'll see whenever you want to present later on in the future, right?
Yes.
Cool. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I echo Farhan's feedback. Like I mentioned earlier, Wahdah and Movi should be your closest competitor in terms of what you're offering now.
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
apple
We
to
will
apple.
do that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, judges and team Ceteris Variables. Alright, all the four teams have presented their live pitches. The judges will be moving to the deliberation room while the audience and finalists can take a rest while waiting for the winner's announcement. Winners will be announced in roughly 30 minutes, around 5:35 p.m. Malaysia time. In the meantime, here is some words from our sponsors. Welcome back, everyone. Now I would like to grab everyone's attention. The moment that we have all been waiting for is here. We are going to reveal the winners. Before that, let us welcome our judges to give a few words to all the finalists today. Hello.
Yeah, maybe I'll go first. So yes, a very good standard today. So I'm also often judging at the regional and global level, and certainly some of the teams are really at that standard. So you should be encouraged by that. Obviously, as you're going forward in this competition at this high level already, I'd encourage you to, move a little bit more from the concept stage into a little bit more of a pilot. What you're doing will have a social impact, and regardless of this competition, I think you should continue with the good work anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Colin. Ms. Suryani, you can go next.
Sure. Congratulations, everyone. You did a great job today. Yeah, I would like to encourage you to talk more with other people, to learn from them, for industry people, from mentors. Just talk more. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Ms. Suryana. Mr. Farhan, you can go next.
Yeah, what else can I say? And everything that I want to say has been mentioned by Colin and also Sriana now. But please, first of all, congratulations everyone, and congratulations to all the team with really awesome idea, and congratulations to the Hot Prize UNM for organizing this lovely competition for them. And for me, yes, please, like what Miss Rihanna said just now, please talk to more mentors. Please be on ground in order for you to really understand what's going on, specifically on the ground itself, by the real people, by the real target group, target market. Understand it. I think you guys have really awesome idea. Now is where you want to make it from an idea to the real deal. Please move forward from this one. Don't ever give up, and I totally have a full faith in you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, judges, for your advice and kind words. Now, I would like to announce the top 3 winners. The second runner-up for Getting the World Back to Work Challenge presented by Hult Prize UNM is Team Elite. Congratulations, Team Elite. I would like to welcome the judges and Team Elite to take a photo. All right. In countdown of 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Smile. All right. Thank you, judges. Now we will have a winning team group picture in countdown of 3, 2, 1. Smile. Thank you, Team Elite, and congratulations. Next, the team was ranked for the first runner-up is Team Ceteris Variables. Congratulations, Team Ceteris Variables. I would like to welcome judges and Team Ceteris Variables to take a photo. Welcome judges and Team Ceteris Variables to take a photo. In countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smile. Thank you, judges. Now we will have a winning team group photo. In countdown of 3, 2, 1. Smile. Thank you, Team Ceteris Variables, and congratulations. The moment that we are waiting for is here. The winner of Getting the World Back to Work Challenge by Hult Prize UNM is Team Bluebirds. Congratulations, Team Bluebirds. I would like to invite judges and Team Bluebirds to take a photo. All right. In countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Smile. Thank you, judges. Now we will have a winning team group photo. In 3, 2, and 1. Smile. Congratulations, Team Bluebirds. Congratulations again to all the winners. Each team will be respectively gain exclusive Kinobi membership, one-to-one mentorship, either with Seed Lab or Meranti, and special cash prize. And to all participants, your journey doesn't end here. Continue to work on your wonderful business ideas for your future opportunities, and we do believe that there are audiences that have been inspired by you. We hope to see everyone again in next challenge. Thank you everyone for joining and supporting us today. We will meet you next time and have a good day ahead. Do remember to follow Hult Prize UNM in Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Thank you.